Oh, hello everyone. How is everybody? Oh, I forgot to put the chat over here. And I see Chloe was first. See, I know Chloe's first on YouTube and Restream is not showing that. Over here we have Tina. And I think you guys are the only ones here so far. Oh, maybe not even because it says one watching. And I counted to two. Because I can count to two. I'm smart that way, guys. So, yeah, like, don't be too taken away by the title, because as we know, I just title things whatever and then just talk about whatever, right? So that's the way to do it. I'm gonna move this back so that we don't have my gigantic face right there. Oh, okay, I have a weird setup right now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it like this because I feel like, okay, this gives me like another foot or so. There we go. Uh, yeah, because I've pushed myself back into the corner, which makes me use another plugin, which is a little precariously set up for my precarious laptop. Millie is parked at middle school, high school, waiting for bus from away basketball game. It seems that's what you do a lot. The waiting mom. And how's it going, everyone? So we have Chloe and Tina and Millie. And I think that's it so far. And me. That makes us four. Well, I mean, so we can talk about it a little bit because, like, it is a choice. It's not an easy choice, and I think that's the part that everyone like misses out on and just doesn't pay attention to because it's a choice. Yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean that it's the easiest one, and you have to keep choosing it, right? Because you can, and that's a good thing because I think something that a lot of us, for me especially, like I'll have an all or nothing kind of attitude with things. So then it's like you can choose that being happy, but you need to keep choosing it. And sometimes that can be a challenge too, right? It's easy to choose it sometimes, and then in the tough times it's a little less easy. And I do think that's okay. We don't have to be happy 100% of the time. If we're happy 100% of the time, then how do we know what happiness even is, right? It's like if you keep the lights on all the time, then eventually your eyes are going to get sore and you need that darkness to rest, right? Laura, oh, I don't, oh, there's Laura. This is live. Yeah. No Memorex. You know, I wish that I could remember like some of the other brands of blank tapes and then just throw that in there like a weirdo sometimes. Live, not, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what, uh, do. Hang on. What are some brands of blank cassette tapes from like the 80s and 90s? Were they around in the 90s? I don't even know. They were around in the 90s. Okay, so they didn't quietly die in the 80s. They hung on like loyal goblins well into the late 90s and even the early 2000s, long after CDs started giving them the side eye. Think of blank tapes as the original playlist. Okay, so, oh, Maxell. Oh, Maxell. Yeah. And didn't they have that commercial with the dude in the chair? TDK. Yeah, I'm remembering that. It's so funny how, like, the logos just appear in my brain. Funny and sad. Sony, Basif, or however you, I don't know, are you supposed to spell it out? I don't know. Memorex. Denon. Okay, I don't remember Denon. Fuji. I don't remember Fuji doing cassettes. Scotch, Do I remember Scotch doing cassettes? Probably. Radio Shack, Realistic. Oh, I'm remembering a Radio Shack shirt that I loved. I think it was my sister's and then it became mine. Be careful, please. Good. Yeah, because she's gonna like, no, I'm not gonna say she's gonna do that. She's not going to. It's fine. It's good. She's passed. Everything's fine. Kim. Yeah, Fuji did like a whole bunch of other stuff. Can you not go in that direction? Can you come over here? Look at this. I made you like this giant. Okay, let go. Oh, just this giant ballroom over here for you to play on this side and not go on that side, okay? Because that side has the plug-in. Okay, I love you. Yeah, TDK was another one. Yeah, my sister, I think my sister had a Radio Shack shirt and then I inherited it and it was so 70s. It was great. I wish I still had it. Not like I could put it on Tulsi. Actually, it would probably fit Cushy like perfectly. Jackie B, Des. Oh, look at everybody. What are you doing there? You gonna jump up there? You can. Do you want me to get this out of the way for you? You can go up there. I try to give them other spots to like prance around. I don't know. That's what popped in my head. And then they still just want to walk by the plug-in and scare their mother. Keep me on my toes. It is like there's so much room on this side. Why do we need to squeeze over here? And sorry, I'm gesturing. Lots of room over here. Squeeze it over here. Oh, Radio Shack. And so then Realistic was Realistic like the same brand everywhere, or was like Realistic like special to a different country? Let's see what it says. Store brand, but everywhere cheap, serviceable, extremely era appropriate. As for the timeline vibes in the 80s, blank tapes were king, mixtapes were social currency. Also recording the same song over and over and over and over on a tape. Oh. So that you could listen to it over and over and over without having to rewind and, have all that annoyance. But then the trick was that by the time you were done recording it a million times on a cassette, then you're sick of it, right? Or is that just me? Not quite. Then I'd be sick of it for like a couple of days. Hey, excuse me, why is your little face over here? That's not where faces go. That's not where they belong. Frick, you're cute. But can you please stop stressing out your mother? Oh my God. Can I get a picture of this? No, not video, just a picture. Oh. My camera is foggy. Oh, now she moved. Hey, get back here and be cute. That's what happens. As soon as I get the camera, then she starts ignoring me and moves from. There. Okay, now I can show you. Because that's pretty cute. You gotta stop doing that though. She has this new thing where she wants to sharpen her nails on the back of my laptop. Like the part that stands up, which A, shakes it all around. And B, that can't be good. That can't be good. And don't lick that. It's electrical. You're so fucking weird. Okay, whoops, I swore. Oh well. Okay, so here she is. If you can see that, her little eyeballs. Kind of, not really. Anyway, yeah. Just please be careful, Tulsi. You're just such a problem sometimes. Ooh, auto reverse, yes. Yeah. And when like they flip, then this was like much later technology when you could like put it in either way and then play it on the back even without getting up and flipping the cassette over. That was fun. Ooh, I have a story about that function, a little ghost story about that function. Trying to record from the radio. I didn't record from the radio very often because I found not getting it perfect really annoying. It's like I don't want to listen to that guy's voice for like the first 2 seconds of that song or even a little bit. And you don't want to miss the beginning of the song. So it's like, yeah. Cats want to go where they aren't supposed to. They do. But Jackson Galaxy, who is brilliant, by the way, if you guys don't know Jackson Galaxy, he's amazing. He always says with every no for a cat, you have to provide them a yes. So it's like you can't jump up here, but I'm gonna put you a little table, a little bed over here, and you can go over here instead, and it's nearby. Like cats that go on the counter, he'll suggest like having a little thing off the counter where they can watch. And Huxley had that because at the place where I lived with her, one of the places, I had like a divider for my kitchen, like from the kitchen to the living room, and she liked to sit on that divider and it was right by the counter, and she wouldn't go on the counter unless I invited her to. She was so good that way. It was like she just knew. She never went on the counter. She wouldn't go on the railing of the balcony, which is fantastic because we ended up living on the 15th floor and I could totally trust her out there. I had like around the bottom, I've had like chicken wire or whatever you call it. Um, oh, but so that she could sit and be safe and I didn't have to worry at all, right? And she just never went up on the on the railing. Do do. I'm happy that you caught me live too, Des. And I feel bad that Teresa's on right now. And it's funny because I set this up and I set it up for 3:33, and then Jimena said something about Teresa coming on. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I should probably make it later. And then I made it later. And then I was like, wait, that's not going to work for me. So here we are. So sorry, Teresa. It doesn't mean I don't love you. Yeah, Jackson Galaxy's awesome, hey? And his show, what was it called? My Cat from Hell. Excellent, excellent show. I watched a lot of that. When was I into that? I don't know. I had a streak where I was watching it like binging on YouTube, which was fun. Hey, now you guys can see the stuff behind me a little bit better. I should just stream like this. Be like, hi guys, sort of. Hi guys. There's high up. So yeah, that's my behind me. That's what it's called, right? Oh, is Air Supply, is that what you recorded over and over and over? Was All Out of Love? I just thought of that song the other day and I was looking at it on, I added it to my like possible karaoke list. We'll see. I don't know how well I actually know it because you'll be like, oh yeah, I can sing that. And then you listen to it and you're like, I didn't remember all of this part. Kim was on the air for when MTV went live and when it went dead. Yeah, we didn't have MTV in Canada. We had Much Music, which was Channel 5 for our area. Because, you had like 2 to 13, but then like 2 to 6 were nothing for the longest time, or they were like special channels that you could order, I think. And then 2 ended up being Super Channel. Was Super Channel a thing in the US, or is that just Canada? I don't know. Which was like all movies. I remember we had Super Channel, and I remember watching Porky's when I was way too young to watch fucking Porky's. But, maybe that explains a lot about who I became. What's my hair doing? It really could. I should watch that again. It's been a couple years. Yeah, so like all the terribly inappropriate 80s movies. And then, yeah, and then Much Music was Channel 5. And then 7 and 11 were the local two channels, and then all the other channels were American channels. So, so I knew all about you guys. Yeah, long before the internet. Well, all about certain cities. We would get Detroit, so the US looked like a really scary place. It's like Detroit in the 80s just didn't look like a fun place to be as far as the news went anyway. Super Channels just Canada. Okay. There's seduction in my eyes. Is there really? I think it's more just uh little of that. Though I haven't actually done it in that form in years. Who's got time for rolling those? Revenge of the Nerds. Oh my God, yes. Now, okay, when did that come out? Because I feel like I was old enough for that one. I maybe our ideas of what's age appropriate when we're that age is, much different than from this angle. Right? Yeah. And I mean, Revenge of the Nerds had a lot of like just that dad humor and that weird humor that kids love. And I mean, then lots of boobs and stuff too, right? But as a girl, did it matter? Well, I guess I was a girl who ended up bi later on. Maybe it's all coming together. Bad choice of words, but oh boy. Yeah, are we talking about being happy still? Sorry, Chloe, I didn't mean to get you. I did put in the description or whatever, I put topic does not, or title does not necessarily reflect topic. Oh, what's this? Sorry, little notification. Do. Oh, it's some. Oh, you Americans are so funny. This guy's arguing with me about Canadian healthcare and about like tangents that just have nothing to do with anything on this silly video. Not this silly video, obviously. Oh, good. I'm making you laugh. I'm barely trying. You didn't see Porky's, Millie? Oh my God. We should watch Porky's. Let's do that. Oh my God. Yeah. What else? Okay, here let's check with ChatGPT again. Da, 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 da. Unrelated. I always say that before I start a new topic with ChatGPT. Otherwise, it gets a little confused sometimes. And it'll start relating things and like putting things together that it's just not necessary. Though it could be entertaining depending. Okay, what was I going to ask again? Oh, yes. What are some cheesy movies kind of in the genre of Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds from the 80s, please? And thank you. Yes, I do even show gratitude to ChatGPT. The 80s had a very a very specific cinematic subgenre, horny chaos with a heart. Okay, well that's a good name for it. I don't remember ever seeing that title in Blockbuster, but it probably would have done well if they had titled it that way. Usually set in a high school, college, ski lodge, or beach town where adults were nowhere to be found and consequences were mostly theoretical. Here's a lovely, greasy sampler platter. Okay, so the big ancestors, Porky's and its sequels, obviously, Revenge of the Nerds 1 to 4 with diminishing sanity. These set the rules: pranks, underdogs, gratuitous nudity, and a belief that hijinks were a valid life strategy. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's happening in chat because it's not moving. There we go. Yes, everyone must see Porky's. Agreed. Yes, Chloe. Okay, so we've got school and college shenanigans. So Animal House, 78, but basically invented the 80s vibe. Yeah, I would definitely agree. Screwballs, that's vaguely familiar. Private School, vaguely familiar. Zapped, not familiar at all. But Scott Baio or Bio, how do you pronounce his name? Gains telekinesis, uses it almost entirely for nonsense. Okay, that I've got to watch that. Maybe we should bring on a what do you call it? You know, where they show part of the movie trailer. I'm good with words. Beach summer vacation energy, hard bodies. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Hot dog. Yeah. Spring break, vague. Meatballs. Oh yeah, for sure. Nerds, geeks, and misfit weird science. Horny but also oddly tender is what ChatGPT has added here. My science project, yeah. Real genius, yeah, okay. And The Last American Virgin. I haven't heard of that one. But if you've got my science project in there, you've got to have weird science in there. And I'm a little disappointed because Weird Science is absolutely one of my like all-time favorite movies. And I've got a little tangent about that once we're done here. Da, 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 da. Angie is coming and going. You're polite to your AI too. Why not, right? Like it's energy. We can put that energy out there. Why would we be rude? Because it's still, then you're putting rude energy out there. And just, or you can be neutral, but like, you know, polite energy is nice. Gratitude is important. Gratitude is very healthy for us. Yellowish see-through quartz would be probably citrine. Probably like, um, I mean, it could be natural citrine or like the kind that's made. And I mean, technically, they're both kind of the same because citrine that is like considered the fake citrine, it's not that it's fake, it's amethyst that's been heat treated because that's how the earth makes citrine is by heating up amethyst and then it turns into citrine. It is Bayo. Yeah, okay, that's Bayo. I don't know what I thought. It's been a while since I've even known he existed again. You know? You know what I mean? Da, 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 da. Okay, scrolling. Oh, good. Chloe agrees. And Millie loves weird science. Yeah. And then there was, okay, so I feel like I might have talked about this on some live, but there was probably like 4 people in there. There's 9 here. So we've got it doubled. We're good. We're good now. I forget that you can't see my hands when they're down here. Oh, I got makeup over there. I tried to get it off. I didn't do very well. I'm sorry for the distraction. I'll just be like this. Real Genius, like I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember it like at all. I can see the you know, the cover. Nope, not this way. Nope, we're not going this way. Okay, I'm gonna just move this so that you absolutely cannot go this way because, good Lord, you're stressing me out, woman. Oh, well, no, I don't like that though. Okay, I guess. I don't know. Now I've got a leg in my leg. Okay. Now, what was I saying? Yes. Okay, I'm not going to wait until I'm done because I'm totally going to forget. So, right around the same time as Weird Science, and I spent years trying to figure out what this movie was. It turns out it's not a movie, and that's that kind of Howard the frickin' Duck. I went to Howard the Duck in the theater with my dad. And I think that's the only time we went to the theater, just the two of us. Get out of here. Hey, Look, look here. You don't touch that. You just, okay. If she unhooks me, I'll be back. I'm just gonna say that. Oh my God, now she's up there. She's just trying to like eat my entire computer. Now she's, okay. Okay, well, at least you're on the right side now, baby. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, so there was another movie that came out right around the same time as Weird Science. And in this one, I thought it was also two boys, but they had a goo and this gooey stuff that they would pour on things, and then the thing would come out of the picture. Oh my God, Chloe, we both went to see Howard the Duck in theaters with our dads. That's a fun little synchronicity. Oh, Millie's pulling out. Uh, yes, safe roads. So yeah. So I was trying to figure out what this, and I would like search and Google and whatever, and nothing's helping. And then I joined this Facebook group called What Is That Thing? And that's what it's for, is like you can't remember something, so then you ask this group of like 10,000 people, and someone's got to have it, right? Usually. So that's what I did, and then and then I forgot about this part until right now. So then my post is refused because it says I have to put a trigger warning about there being monsters. Because I said like the goo would pour on like something like a monster, and they end up in trouble. And I had to put a trigger warning because my post mentioned monsters. You know what? There's no monsters in my post. There's monsters in the movie, but do I need to then also warn you that I'm about to mention monsters? Do I need to warn you about the warning? Because like, where does it end? All I'm doing is mentioning freaking monsters, and you want a trigger warning. And I'm sorry, but if you need a trigger warning, and this is going to sound really harsh, because I think that there are obviously very legit triggers, but I think that that word is misused and just used for all sorts of things that you should probably work on so that they're not triggers for you. If you have a monster phobia, then look into that and work on healing it instead of expecting the entire world to never mention monsters in your presence. Okay, now I'm sorry. I will let it go now. Jimena! So they refused my post and said to put a trigger warning that it mentioned monsters. And I'm like, that is ridiculous, but fine. So I did that, and then I resubmitted it. And then I went to my main Facebook page and just complained about this needing a trigger warning because of the use of the word monster. And then one of my Facebook friends was like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." And it wasn't a movie. It was like on a show that has like, okay, I just moved my hand, so there's a cat head in it now. Yeah. Yeah, you just pet yourself. I just have to hold my hand. Watch. See? Yeah. Hey, Kim. Clint. Did I miss anyone else? I think, yeah, because Clint came in before and I didn't see him. Okay, come on. Do, 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 do. Who else? No, okay, now I'm recognizing. Can you not redesign my hair? Thank you. So, oh, it's a raid. Oh, from Teresa's channel. Oh, she wasn't on very long, and I felt so bad. Get out of here, please. Sorry, don't tell Victor I was yelling at her again. Get chastised. Well, thanks. Oh, that's so nice. And I feel so bad for stepping on her time. And it was like, well, I changed it, and then I had to change it back because later didn't work for me. Okay, honey. Anyway, so I put it on Facebook and then someone knew what I was talking about. And it was like, it was one of those shows like Goosebumps kind of thing where it has like three different stories and or two different stories in an episode. So it was just a short. It was just a tiny little short of this. And I think it was just one guy and he had this goo and yeah, and then he ended up bringing monsters to life. Trigger warning, spoiler alert. Anyway, okay, now I can't get to the bottom of the chat. Mostly, okay, can you seriously, dude? You're get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Please. I love you, but you're becoming a problem. Yeah, we can't be. Sorry, guys. Can you hear her purring? Because she's. Okay, stop it. Stop. Okay, hang on. Hang on here. You, because she's trying. Am I unmuted yet? It says to unmute my mic, but I thought I did. Okay, can you hear me? It's like I touch the mute button and then it goes all crazy. So, okay, so back to thank you for coming over from Teresa's because I felt really bad stepping on her time. So, yeah, I apologize. Okay, so now where did I go here? Okay, here we are. Agree 200% on the trigger warning for monsters. Thank you. You are responsible for your own triggers. You can't make everyone tiptoe around you because of that. You have to work on that. I completely agree. Yeah. And I mean, there's some that are legit that, like, you know, just things that we should not encounter in real life that we do. And I think that's different. Like violence and stuff, that's legit. And Richard and Misha. Oh, Indigo. Yay. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, this is awesome. Look, there's 13 freaking people in here. One for every moon of the year. Mushy Mushy Kitty. She's being very annoying though. Don't get her started. Okay. Now she's pissed off. Her tail is like hitting the bed, but she's still purring like a crazy person. Aren't you? I love you. I'm sorry, but you can't be scenting the laptop while I'm live streaming because then you just push it everywhere. It's yours, okay? We'll just make that agreement. It's yours. You don't need to scent it because it already belongs to Tulsi. Does that work? Her fur is kind of smooshed and I want to fix it, but if I touch her, she'll be back over here in like just a split second. She's staring at the forks. She wants me to do the forks. And I feel like I've definitely not. Thank you, Teresa. And hello. Oh yeah, I'm like 4 minutes behind. So you already heard my apologies and my thanks and stuff. Tiff. Always Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, yeah, and like just to reiterate, the title of this is not necessarily the topic because I had that picture. I like graffiti. I like positive graffiti, so I took that picture that I used as a thumbnail, and then I just named it uh, the same thing. You know, I'm kind of excited because like I I was using, and I still will for sure use like AI to make my thumbnails because it's fun. Um, but I found a whole bunch of like pictures that I took like 10, 15 years ago. And I was like, those are kind of nice. So I'm going to use some of my own pictures because I own those copyrights, right? Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Thanks, Richard. I love having so many super folks on same time or one after the other. It's a good way to look at it. Do, 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 do. What else did I miss? Yeah, it's only 24 hours in a day. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But, you know, I like to be polite if I can be. Sorry, I'm like, I wish I could scroll nicely, evenly, you know, because it just goes and then it stops and then I'm behind and then I don't know where I am and then it doesn't move for 5 minutes. You know how it is, I'm sure. Going to the bushes because I need me fingers again. Uh-oh. I mean, I don't know what that means. I'm a little bit concerned though. Yay, 13 from Des. Oh, and Millie's home. Oh, that was a quick little jaunt. Well, I mean, yeah, I talk to them nice sometimes, but sometimes I'm not very nice to them. She's eating her paw. She's licking it and then she's chewing on it. Oh, and she's washing her little facey face. Aw. Okay. Anyway. What I realized about my triggers is the more I work in therapy to manage them, the more I can tell when I've been triggered and how to recenter. Yeah, yeah. One of mine, and I don't even really know where it came from. I'm thinking it's past life. Um, but for the longest time, I could not handle low flying planes or like the really loud ones. Those also really, really bother me. And I don't know if it's the same past life or if it's like different things. I had one friend who claimed to be able to see past lives. I don't know because he's kind of a liar in some ways. But he said he that I had a lot of like military past lives and that's where that comes from. But yeah, so it's funny because I remember oh man, I was probably like 10 or 11 maybe, if that. When did La Bamba come out? Because it was right around then. It was either right before or right after because I remember that scene with the kid with the piece of the plane on him or whatever. I remember relating that to this fear for me. And I don't think that's where it came from, but I just remember seeing that scene and being like, ugh. But yeah, so it was that right around there. And we were my family and I were in a neighboring city and going to the mall and got out of the car and there was a low flying plane and my sister was like, oh cool, look. And it was really low because that particular mall was very close to an airport. It was really low. And I looked up and I literally covered my head and crouched down just as a reflex without realizing I was doing it until I was like, you know, on the ground like this. And yeah, and then I was like, okay, that's weird. And even as a kid, I was like, that's weird. So, and then, yeah, for like many years after that, that's kind of the way it would go. Like if I'd see a low flying plane, I would have the impulse. I wouldn't do it, but I would have the impulse to cover my head. And what I ended up doing was I would just stare at them. So Okay, it bothers me. It's making me really uncomfortable. And I know that it wasn't that bad. I think some people, I know some people struggle so much worse than that with, various triggers out there. But for me, that did it. I was able to just like watch it. And if I could watch it and do that every time I saw a low flying plane, it just got better and better and better. It still kind of bothers me, but not, not to the effect that it did back then. Are you talking about putting the chat on slow mode so that people can only like send one message every minute or something? I don't want to do that. I'll get by. It's okay. I'll just be 4 minutes behind. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Dreams of same. Yes. Okay, Kim. Yeah, and I would have, there was two. No, it was just, yeah. So I would dream that I was always with one other person, and um we'd be walking along, usually in a field, and we'd see a low flying, or hear it coming and look up at this low flying plane, and um sometimes like it would go in different directions. So sometimes I would see the plane lose control and think, oh my gosh, everyone on that plane is doomed and they probably don't even know yet. Like either it would be like flying weird or like have smoke coming out the back or something where I was like, they're in trouble and they don't know. And all I can do is just watch. And that lack of being able to help, I think was like the theme of that dream, and not having control over a situation. And I would notice that I would have that dream when I was in situations where I didn't have control over something. Yeah. And then when I told my friend who was looking at the past lives for me, he said he saw me, like the main one that came to him was me and, or yeah, me and another little girl. It was two little girls, like playing or walking in a field. And he said he couldn't tell what happened. Just everything went black after we looked up. So he's like, I don't know if it like crashed on you or if shot you or whatever, but yeah. So yay. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Trigger warning. Trigger warning about being shot is kind of what do you call it? Irony, right? Trigger, where it's a bad, terrible, terrible pun. Sorry. That's exactly what I dreamed in an astral attack. I woke up. So Bamba was for me. Captain and commander, not just a sailor. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Opposite yet. Wow, same. I mean, I wouldn't want to live by an airport for a multitude of reasons. But it would be a good way to get used to it, that's for sure. Do, 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 do. Certain frequencies, especially planes, motors, sirens, misophonic triggers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think when it's like a physical thing, it's a little bit different. It's like that fucking light that they put in the lobby at my place. It's terrible. It's like this chandelier thing. It's very pretty, but like if I ever have to walk through there with a migraine, I'm not going to enjoy that light. It's new, so I haven't had to deal with that yet. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Are you still pissed off at me back there, baby? You're very cute though. The other day, poor little Tulsi. I had heard some like wrestling and I thought, what did they get into? And it turned out she was just like in her, you know, crunchy tunnel thing. So I went over to look at her and I'm like, oh, you're so cute in there. I'm glad you like your new toy because it's still relatively new. And then she comes out of there and her tail is like fluffed to high heaven. It was the craziest thing. And I love it when her tail gets like that. It's so pretty. And then she looks like, you know, one of those cats with giant fluffy tails. But, you know, and her little white tail tip, because normally it's, you know, it's comes to a point, but when she gets all fluffed, it's like a big poof. It's a big white poof ball at the end of her tail. Certain things trigger remembrance. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's been floofing her tail a lot these last couple days. I did get one picture. Oh, and then we should go back to my movies of the 80s that I just closed that tab or whatever you call it. Da, 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 da. Picture would be there and there. Oh, there. Look at her. It's not a very good picture of it, but like, look at how floofy it is. Oh, it's a big floofers. And then we call that doing a fluff, which sounds dirty and I suppose could be dirty, but we're not going to go there. I mean, I just did, but that's fine. Okay, so sports and stupidity. The Last Dragon. Not raunchy, but gloriously 80s. Okay, well, that sounds fun. I've never heard of it. Side Out. Heard of. Haven't seen. Up the Creek. Haven't heard of. Deep Cut Trash Classics. And then in brackets, they put affectionate. Joysticks, arcade rivalry as erotic thriller, kind of, is how they describe that one. Does anyone know that movie, Joysticks? Is that accurate? That's interesting. Okay. Bachelor Party, Tom Hanks before he became America's dad. I don't know if I'd call him that, but okay, sure, ChatGPT, you just believe that. Hamburger, the motion picture. Losing It, a road trip to Tijuana pre-fame Cruise and Winters. Oh, like Tom Cruise? If he's pre-fame, he's pre-Scientology. That might be something that I might be willing to watch of his. Cultural footnote, because it matters. A lot of these are, let's say, ethically crunchy by modern standards. Yeah, yeah, I bet they are. So many. Oh my God. They run on cartoon logic, not real world consent conversations. The best way to watch them is like opening a time capsule, not a moral handbook. Although the moral handbook kind of watch would be fun too. It's like, yeah, that's not okay anymore. Nope, that isn't either. Nope, we're not going to talk about that. If you want, I can narrow this to so bad it's good only. Well, that's okay, but thanks, ChatGPT. Yeah, I was thinking that, or there was something I was watching that was talking about weird science in that way, right? Because the woman, I mean, they're high schoolers and they make this like grown ass woman, but she was their creation. So I don't know, like that's a weird moral gray area. I mean, what does she know, right? I think that someone didn't like him talking too much. Who are you talking about? Oh, I think you're talking about something that I'm not talking about, so that's why I'm not following. That's okay. Okay, yeah, definitely not anything that I'm aware of. Oh, Dulcie's almost sleeping now. See, I'd like to play a fork, but it's going to become a problem if I do. It's my weird little girl over there. Do, 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 do. 11 people here. Lost a couple, but that's okay. I know I'm not for everyone. Kind of a special case. Well, guys, what do you think? What time is it? 4:23. Should we do some forks? It's gonna wake the monster over there. Her eyes are open now. She saw me reach over toward the fork table. Now she's just frozen. I can't even use the one quote I remember from that movie, Weird Science. Yeah. Oh, Encino Man. That's 90s, right? Yeah, well, that's definitely 90s. That was great too. I can quote that movie a lot, probably inappropriately as well. The fresh nugs part. Something. We got fresh nugs, wheezing the juice out. Ooh, buddy. All at once, right? When they got back from the day, him and Pauly Shore. Still here, working. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of people here because I don't normally get 12 at once. Sometimes I'll get like 8 or 9, usually tops. Okay. Oh, now she's sitting on the forks. So she's awake. And goes, yes. Thank you. I can hear it in his voice too, Clint. Did you need to sit there? I mean, that's good. I don't mind. I'm just wondering. Can we play a fork? No? You own them now with your butt? You just want to put your little pink star all over the forks? Just bless them? Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't. Don't tell her. No. Radmobile. Oh my God. Yeah, it hasn't been that long since I've seen that movie. And I've seen it many times before that as well. So when I went and I stayed with my friend, so my best friend in grades 10, 11, 12, 11 and 12 for sure. Internal microphone because of weirdo over there coming nearby. So let me just see if I can fix that. Lawnmower Man. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see if I can fix this. I don't want to disable. I want to bring up the options. Oh, it says that it's using my normal mic. Does it sound normal, guys? Does it sound when I do that? Does it do stuff? Do you hear that? Oh, thanks, Misha. The alligator. Yeah, the Mummy movies were okay. They were a little, I don't want to say too cheesy because that doesn't sound like a thing. Like, I love cheese, both physical, real cheese and the metaphorical cheese. If you're edged, I'm wheezing. I never knew what he said exactly there. The last part, yes, edged. I didn't know what he was saying. Okay, that's what I was saying. So my friend, in high school, she lived on a farm, like 45 minutes away. So it was a long trip for her in the morning. And so often she'd come and she'd stay with me for a few nights and then we would, go to school together and she didn't have to go back home and we get to like go for coffee or whatever and hang out. And so then one day, it was February break because it was very cold. And I went to her place instead. So went to her farm. And so we're like 45, 50 minutes from my hometown, which is about 16,000 people. So not super bright. I mean, even in the city, like you could stargaze. It was fine. And then she was about 15 minutes from a small town. And then other than that, like nothing. So the darkest of dark skies. It was beautiful. It was such a great time. Actually, oh, I have lots of stories about this. Should I? So anyway, uh yeah, so we watched, she didn't have any cable or anything, and even like the rabbit ears didn't really work. So it was movies. We would just watch movies. And so we watched Encino Man. I was there for 7 days and we watched it 10 times in those 7 days, once a day, and then 3 times in one day or 4 times in one day. But all the extras were all just back to back. And we both were in love with Brendan Fraser, so that worked. You speak fluent Stony. Oh, that's hilarious. You probably speak fluent Stoner too, I would imagine. They're related, so, right? They have the same kind of uh, parent language center in our brain. I don't know. Just don't listen to me. Do, 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 do. Yeah, so then, well, it's okay, Misha. Have a good day. Thanks for coming. So then, we also, because we had nothing to do, so we we would make our own Ouija boards. Now, I everybody freaks out at Ouija boards. I've never had a bad experience. I'm not telling anyone else to use them, and I know a lot of people get really freaked out by them. But yeah, I've never had a bad experience. I've always, you make sure you say goodbye at the end. Don't ask anything too crazy. Just have fun. And I think that was the difference is I never went into it with I'm going into this like looking for some kind of answers or looking for a certain kind of entity or whatever. I've never done that. It's always been just for fun. So now my friend's mom had a Ouija board, but we couldn't find it. So we just made one. And then we're like, maybe this is better. So we would write it out just on a piece of freaking loose leaf paper and just write out all the letters and the numbers and hello and goodbye, and then use a shot glass as the planchette with our two little fingers. and and it was fun. And then we had a lot of weird slang that we would use too. And then the spirit or whatever that we were talking to would like use our slang with us. So then we would like write it on the side. Like it really, the board evolved throughout the week. Like every time we made it was a little bit different. So we would add our slang words on the side so that he could just go over there if he wanted to say something weird that we say all the time. So, and then we would rip it up at the end. So say goodbye, destroy the portal, and off you go. That's what we did anyway. And so, yeah, we would play a lot of that. And then we also, good night, Chloe. Have a good shift door dashing. And then we also, this was also the time that we went outside and I smoked at the time. So went out, had a cigarette, went in, came, and this is about 7, came back out at like 1:30 in the morning. And it was really bright out. And I said to Annette, I'm like, it's really bright out. I think it's brighter than it was when we were out here earlier. And it's like the middle of the night. And she's like, oh, maybe it's a full moon. So I looked up to see if it was a full moon, and the sky was exploding above us in northern lights. And it was right at the top of the sky. And, oh, here she comes. And red right at the top. Sorry, I haven't shaved my underarms in a long time. It was red right at the top, and then it like dripped down in every color. And it was the most breathtaking thing. The most breathtaking thing. No, that's different. It was the most breathtaking thing that I've ever seen in my whole life. and I couldn't speak. So I'm just like staring at it, and all I could do was like reach out and like hit my friend because she was lighting her cigarette. So she was missing it. So she's lighting her smoke. No, that's not how you light a smoke. That's different. That came later. Yeah, so she's lighting her cigarette and I'm just hitting her and I can't talk. And then she looks up and she's like, "Oh my God," or "Holy shit," or whatever. And yeah, and then we watched it. We stood out there. It was cold. And we stood out there for, I think, close to 2 hours. After about an hour and a half, it was not as exciting, but we didn't want to go back in because, FOMO, even though we didn't have that word for it back then. But, you know, the sky is exploding. You don't want to go inside. You want to watch. Yeah, that's not normal. That's not normal for us. So it must have been one heck of a CME at that time. Do, 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 do. So that was my stay at my friend Annette's. Oh, and I got to milk the cows, and she would shoot me with the milk right out of the tit. I'd be several feet away, and she would shoot me with the milk. And what else? And then yeah, and then she would like filter it and use it, right? And then she like pours me a glass. I'm like, this is just not okay. She also made her own mayo to show me that like how easy it was. And I'm like, but this doesn't taste like Miracle Whip. I think I'd be much more agreeable with those kinds of things now. Milk, I don't know, because I don't really drink milk. I use milk, and I can't just sit down and drink a glass anymore. Actually, I gave that up a long time ago, even before I was vegan. Um, uh, yeah, because a friend of mine, I loved milk. And a friend of mine who could see auras really clearly, he told me how he could tell if someone had a lot of dairy in their diet because their aura would be literally cloudy, like it would appear cloudy to him. And I was like, that's interesting. So yeah, I stopped drinking as much milk. Irene. Okay, sit. Quintessential newbie farm girl hazing. Yeah. Well, I mean, now I didn't grow up on a farm, but I grew up near lots of farms because my cousins on my mom's side were all farmers. So I had a lot of farm experience in that sense. First time Harvest Moon later. So, yeah, it looks, okay, nope. The moon looks huge, but it is the same size, right? It is always pretty much the same size. I mean, super moon is going to have like a couple of maybe millimeters difference, if that. But if you like hold up your thumb, like extend your arm and hold up your thumb, you'll see it's the same size. It's the same size when it's near the horizon as it is when it's way up high, but because of everything else around it, it looks huge. And that is my favorite optical illusion. Don't have a dry proof. No, I don't. Yeah, not cold but hot, and they're not okay. No, yeah. Are you talking about like cow patties? I would assume. Millie's a city girl. No poo fights for her. No spraying her with raw milk straight from the cow. Yeah. Yeah, I love the moon too. So I remember one time, I'll just like tell random ass stories. So I remember one time, or it's not even like a one time thing. So in high school, so my sister was a little bit of a badass, not like terribly, but I know that like the science teacher in our high school was like, he was a hard ass. And um, they did not get along. But that is easy to do because he was kind of an asshole to most kids. And yeah. So when I got to his grade, I was like, and he also was notorious for judging you by your older siblings. So I was like, okay, I gotta do something good here. So that first class that I had with him, and he taught chemistry. He was an excellent, excellent teacher. I didn't think chemistry would be something that I could get, but I did because he explained things really well and, really good teacher. Anyway, so that first class, I sat literally front and center and just like beamed up at him. Such a kiss ass geek. Anyway, and I would try to have, because he said like ask questions if you don't know, ask questions. So I would try to have questions. So then like one weekend, my friends and I were out and like the moon was low and really red. I was like what makes it red? And we're talking about it, and we're speculating, and then we're like, oh, let's ask Mr. Misko. So that's what we did. Our next chemistry class, I put up my hand. I'm like, I know this isn't chemistry, but you say you like questions. So why is the moon sometimes red? And then he explained that the atmosphere acts as a prism. So when the light comes in, it's like white light at the top because you get all the spectrum up there. But when you get closer to the horizon, it breaks it into the different colors. So you get the red near the horizon, and then orange and yellow, and then it goes up into the spectrum of like the white part. So yeah, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. And yeah, and I've held that with me for the rest of my life. That's my little random fact that I love. And it makes sense, right? What's happening over here? If when younger, as now most shocked as, yes, Farmways, yet as a city style school there and became unique. A little tiny bit lost. It's okay though. At 9 years old, it was ginormous. Yeah, I bet. I mean, even as an adult, like, it's still like you got to stop and stare. Like, it's so beautiful like that. And when I lived in a high rise, which I loved that apartment, and you'd be able to see like the moon from anywhere because I was 15 stories up. So I was taller than everything else in that kind of vicinity with like the Stantec high rise off in the distance. And that one's like 60 floors or something crazy, but it was far enough away that it was more part of my view rather than obscuring my view. But when the moon would be really low among the buildings, oh my God, it's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. City meets backwoods. That's fun. Lucky to have the best of both worlds. Mm-hmm. Faith! Happy New Year, Faith. Happy New Year, everyone. Have I been here? Yes, I have. No, that was New Year's Eve. No, I think, did I do another one after that? I just remember calling it out with the old in with the nuance because that was fun. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Oh, yes, and Laura's on in 18 minutes. And sorry, what was I looking for? Does anyone remember? Oh, just, yeah, if I've had a live since New Year's. It's not really important, but I'm curious now. And I'm just pushing buttons and accomplishing nothing. I'm so sorry, guys. There. And there. Oh, I got a new subscriber. Oh, it's Indigo. Thanks, Indigo. If you're still here, oh, I should sub back. And again, can you hear me? Because I have another thing at another little notification that I'm having mic issues. Cattails everywhere. I've got a few of those. Remember one time, see, oh, you guys get lots of little stories from my childhood. You just say things that remind me of things. It's not cattails at all. Remember those like little burr things? Now, I don't know. We all live in different places, so maybe they're not everywhere. But when I was growing up in that smaller city, so we were right next to like the end of our street had like this ditch with like swampy business in there. And what was my point? Oh my God, I love that Kim just said hello to F Kitty, but autocorrect changed it to Flirty. Hi, Flirty. That's hilarious. Millie will walk back to the Milky Way as Millie's new way, the Miley way, right? Oh, that's what I was talking about. Yes. So, I mean, we had to be careful over there, and we had our limitations of where we were allowed to wander off to. And but I remember going for a walk with our dog, and it was me and my sister. My sister's 5 years older than me, and I don't know where we went, but we. Hello, hello. Okay, I think you can hear me. Um, yeah, I think my sister got in more trouble because I mean I didn't know where we were going. I was just following along. 5 by 5. I mean that's from last time it happened, but okay. Do 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 do. Foxtail. They weren't. I imagine foxtails to be bigger. These were. Oh my God, Trista, your phone's right in front of your face. Orion. Orion was front row view. Oh my God, yeah, Orion. Whew. And you know how like the sword part of Orion, because you've got his belt, but then you've got like that little kind of patchy part. That's a nebula. Hey, I don't know how much everybody knows about space, and I love it. So I will just throw that in there. And I'm sorry if you already knew that. I'm not trying to treat anyone like they're stupid. But yeah, if you look at it through binoculars or a telescope, it's breathtaking. Because it's like a nursery for stars. It's like all these fresh, new little baby stars in there, and all the mix-ins to make a star, or many of them. Swampy is usually no, it's because cattails are huge. These were tiny little burrs that were stuck in there. Let's see here. And cattails, like I know what cattails are. So let's just see. Okay, so let's go burr. Saskatchewan. Oh, it's it's a human settlement. There's a human settlement. It's not a city. It's not even a hamlet. It is a human settlement called Burr that's in Saskatchewan, just south of Humboldt. Okay, well, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for Burr plant. This is why I just chat GPT stuff. Should we do this at the end of at my 80s question and see if it decides to tell me about movies with birds in it. So, a long time ago, now this took place in Saskatchewan, Canada, and we took our dog out for a walk, and she ended up with all of these little fuzzy things that stuck in her fur very badly, so badly that a lot of them had to be cut out. They were maybe about an inch long and kind of elongated. And I'm trying to remember, we called them burrs, but what are they actually? Let's see. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Okay. Foxtail barley. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Foxtail. I always thought foxtail was bigger, but foxtail barley might be just different enough that... Nope, that's not it. Unless they look different when they're little. I know that plant, that's not it. Okay, so... true burrs, like burdock or cocklebur, are usually roundish seed balls with tiny hooks. They cling like Velcro because, fun fact, please don't scratch that. Stop that, honey. They cling like Velcro because, fun fact, Velcro was invented after someone got annoyed with burdock burrs. Okay, they're really annoying. And usually visible and removable. What you're describing about inch-long, elongated, fuzzy-looking, and nightmarish embedded fits foxtail barley almost perfectly, but it doesn't, though. But you're AI, and you lie, and you don't know stuff. So, okay, foxtails are grasses with barbed awns. Each little fuzzy piece is a spear. They don't just stick, they ratchet forward. Every movement of a dog pulls them deeper into the fur and sometimes skin. That's why cutting was the only option. They're infamous on Canadian prairies. Dogs hate them. Vets hate them. Groomers mutter darkly about them. Why everyone calls them burrs. It says awns. So maybe foxtail barley awns. And does that look different? Nope. Yeah, I don't think that's it. Okay, what are you guys saying over here? Come on. Can you just... Like, why does it light up stuff that I don't want lit up? And then that affects how I can scroll through chat. You know what? I should just be freaking using the tab that I have open with YouTube, because that's just annoying. So let's go over here. Okay. Oh, what's happening? Why am I over there? How long have I been in the corner, guys? Why am I in the corner? What's going on? Oh my God. Do I know how to work this thing? Is that what's happening? Am I actually in the corner? This is really weird. Oh, hi, Victor. Jeez. And you've been here for minutes and I am just so far behind. There's some kids yelling in the hallway. There's some kids yelling in the hallway. I think it's okay. Okay, so let's get back here because I can actually scroll since now I've just switched to the other tab. I don't know why I'm in the corner. Is that how it's appearing all over the place, or is there just something wrong here? No, why? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't like it. Make me normal. Oh, no. Oh, there. Okay. I think I see what I did. Come on. Go back to normal. You can do it. Nope, you can't. Okay, well, go over there. This listens worse than a cat. Oh my God, what is my hair doing? And what is this doing? I just want to be a normal screen. Why is there all this garbage here? Is that normal? No, that's thumbnails. What's this one? Welcome. Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. I don't understand why it's... Okay, like, look at that. I'm clearly having issues. Can you please... This is not the time, honey. This is not the time to piss off your mother. Okay, well that's... Now I'm even smaller and just in the other corner. Oh! I don't know what I did. Okay, I just won't touch anything. Okay. Okay, please. Please, just Tulsi. You're wonderful, but so annoying. Okay, so now where was I? Trying to get through the chat. So let's go back over here. And talking about, oh yeah, burrs. Right, which I still haven't figured out. I'm gonna look that up better when I don't have a whole bunch of people waiting for me to just search for things. Yeah, like you think it's foxtail and ChatGPT thinks it's foxtail. So maybe it's like a different stage of growth that I can't find pictures of. I don't think so though, because they're also different color. They were very brown, like a dark brown. And they weren't in the swampy part. I think we had to go through there to get there or something. I don't know, man. Never mind. What's happening here? And okay, there I am. Yes. Dwarf cattail. Maybe I'll look up dwarf cattail. You would not believe the trouble that cats and dogs can get into with cattails, I bet. Foxtails, not cattails. Yeah. Yeah, ChatGPT said the same thing. Regional differences in size. But I mean, they looked totally different though. It's not a size thing. It's like, those are like floofy and like, they look like they have nice like hair. Whereas these were like little, and the city girls call them burrs too. I should look at burdock. I've taken burdock. Oh, and there's where Victor enters the chat. Barley, as many grasses contain even protein. There's the odd thing with protein. Well, see, but yeah, they contain protein. Rice contains everything. Almost everything contains some protein. I shouldn't say, well, a lot of stuff contains protein, but just not in the right ratio that our body needs for the carbs that it'll also contain. Because like you could make rice protein, right? There's rice protein powder where it comes from rice, but they take out all the carbs. So, yeah, it's in there. It's just not very much. Uh, I like using the word normal in fun ways. If I use it, it's not like as a serious thing. Do 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 do. Sent to the hallway desk and all. That's hilarious. I only got sent to the principal's office once in all of my school career. Once. And that was because all of us decided we were going to do a little prank on the teacher and hide under our desks, which I mean is ridiculous because obviously you could see all the kids under their desks, but we all decided to do it, and every stinking one of us, I think there was 2 people that didn't, and all the rest of us got sent to the office. But it was ridiculous. It's like it's just a stupid joke. We're not allowed under our desks. No, nobody really got in trouble for it or anything anyway, but like still, it was a dumb reason. And what's worse is I don't remember doing anything. Yeah, well, I mean, we do have selective memories, don't we, Millie? Yeah, I'll look into the birthing at a later date or another time. Because yeah, maybe it's just a different stage, but I know those things. Like, and I've seen those things everywhere, and I've only seen those silly burr things like in that area at that time, and that was pretty much it. All right. Do 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 do. You got the strap for someone else's crime? That's terrible. Why are you laughing? I don't like that for you. They didn't have the strap in my school by the time I was there. I do remember our principal telling us telling us about, when he was in school and they had the strap and they had like the ruler or whatever. And so he said what you would do is take a hair and you put the hair across your palm so that the teacher can't see it. And then when they hit it with the ruler, it will make the hair cut your hand, and then you start to bleed, and then they have to stop. And this is what our our principal told us in like grade 5 or 6. Wow, really? I was bad. Got suspended 22 times. I mean, at least it's a 22 over a 2-year period. Oh my. Okay, you win, Miley says. I was pretty good. My sister was a little naughty and then she would get in trouble all the time. So I think that's what made me better because then I didn't want that. So then I would just avoid those consequences. But hey, what are you doing? Forgive me for a second over here. So, oh, you're hilarious. Okay, so my singing bowls each came in little boxes, right? So I put them all lined up nicely. Is there stuff in your way now? Because Mom cleaned and had to hide it. So I put them all nicely. They all, like the 6 of them fit perfectly, like in one of my shelves. So I'll like hide stuff behind that and have them in front. And I was missing 2 from there. So Tulsi decided she would go in there and she learned that she loved it in there. And then I put the other 2 and she just pulled them out. She just reached in, pulled them out, and went in there. And I could hear her kind of fighting with whatever I put back there. Just too funny. Do, 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 do. Top of the class in Scotland. And isn't that where they say top of the morning? Were you top of the morning in Scotland too? I would imagine, yeah, okay, that's because that's like some serious trauma to have to move countries when you're a kid. I could see that being very stressful and affect grades for sure. For sure. Yeah, so I just chose to try to be the best little kid that I could be. Now she's pulling the other ones inside. Oh, what a little weirdo. I love her. Yeah, we had detention. We didn't have to clean or anything like that. But yeah, we had detention. Never got detention. Got drug out of first grade by my earlobe. Oh my goodness. No task or punishment in any school you ever went to. But really not even detention? So what would happen when you would get in trouble for things? Just like, don't do that again and send you on your merry way. Oh, it's Ireland for top of the morning. Okay. Yes, thank you. I can see it and hear it now. It's close, right? Same difference? Sorry, that's a joke. That's a joke from a Canadian who gets incensed when, people do that with Canada and the States. No paddle with hole straps or pulling hair in your schools. Indigo. Yeah, we didn't either. I mean, yeah, and maybe it was taken out of Canadian schools before it was in the States. I don't know. I didn't have anything like that by the time I was there. Nope. 5:05. I should go. I should go. We should go. We should go room raid Laura. And oh, only if you got caught. Oh, so it wasn't that your school didn't have it. You just never got in trouble. I see. That makes sense. Every day in ninth grade. Okay, because I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna go eat and go watch Laura. So we should all go watch Laura. Laura B's on. Here, let me see if I can grab the link. Got the strap in 77. Well, I was born in 76, so that story would check out. That sounds about right. Oh my God. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do this here because my computer is so slow. So we're gonna. Why is my nose so itchy? That's very annoying. Do do. Sorry, guys. I know how to type. Oh my God. Okay, there. And volume down. And share, copy link, there, there, there. Okay, everyone. Let's go see Miss Laura. And I'm going to grab some food and then sit down and join you as well. All right, yay. All right. Thanks for coming. And it's been fun. Thanks for putting up with my hair. And I love you all. And